It is April 19th, 2007, right in the middle of day number 3. For the most part, a couple road bumps here and there, but still hanging in. I had someone ask me, what am I doing so far as the diet is concerned on this? Pretty much, in the past I've used it and it's worked for me, so I'm going to use it this time. I've been running the Slim Fast program. Easy to carry around. It's either a can or a bar, so I can kind of stay on this when I'm on the road. I do drive around a lot from campus to campus, doing what I need to do. So wake up in the morning, have either a can or a bar for breakfast, some kind of a mid-morning snack. Usually I tend to run bananas or almonds, just because, again, I can keep a can of almonds in my car, no problem. I can take bananas in my car, no problem. I don't have to worry about a lot of preparation or cleanup. Can or bar for lunch, same kind of mid-afternoon snack, and usually for dinner, a salad, bag of lettuce, dress it up with some grape tomatoes, sliced mushrooms, cucumbers, and some kind of a dressing. Usually I've been using Newman's Own Lighten Up, one of the better tasting, healthy salad dressings on the market. And then that's it. Throughout the day, just drinking lots of water. A friend turned me on to the idea of using Crystal Light, so I'm using the Walmart version of Crystal Light, but when I tend to get a lot of sweet cravings, that will take the edge off for me. So I'm finding that I'm having to confront and break a lot of old habits as I try to get back into this. When I'm back at the computer, apparently I just have this Pavlovian association. When I'm at the computer, eat. When I'm out driving, again, this Pavlovian association. I'm out pulling somewhere for food, and I really need to keep an eye on that, because that was what started this most recent slide. Back at the end of January, I had to do an operating system reinstall on my gaming PC, and by the end of the night decided that I was going to reward myself by going out for a milkshake. This being about 10:30 at night, I had nowhere else to go but McDonald's. So when I was in the McDonald's drive-thru, I ordered the milkshake. Of course, had to go for the large, and I can remember I figured, what the hell, if I'm going off the wagon, I'll get 2 double cheeseburgers, and then we'll pick it up tomorrow morning. So Friday morning I woke up, and my first thought was, well, I fell off last night, I screwed up, I know I'm going to pay for it, so why don't I screw up more today? I can get the old food addictions out of the way, and then tomorrow morning I'll pick it up. Well, Saturday came, and I said, well, I screwed up Thursday, I screwed up Friday, why didn't I screw up for the rest of the weekend, and I'll pick it up on Monday morning. And here I am in the middle of April, up 40 pounds from my last weigh-in. So I'm really having to keep an eye on all of those triggers. It's kind of weird. I mean, I didn't even realize the association that I made between the computer and eating until I sat down last night, and that was just like this almost second nature. Grab the mouse, pull up the keyboard, and my first thought was, let's get something sweet. So I'm doing a lot of this wrestling with old habits, and especially cravings, because once that started, I literally had to metaphorically tie myself to the mattress last night. I had my first big craving attack, and I didn't have anything at the apartment. Usually when I start these presses, the first thing I always do is just get whatever I have in the apartment that could throw me off out. I've kind of been delaying getting started on things because I made a huge shopping trip at the end of February. So, my inner miser just would not let me throw the food away. As an adjunct professor, I live on this very limited income, and I just cannot throw food away to throw food away. So, eat, and then finally when I had the episode Sunday night, I realized that there was nothing in the apartment to eat in the first place. So it kind of seems that the stars are aligning on this. In other developments, my body is very aware of the fact that its standard diet is changing. Traditionally, I tend to live the classic bachelor slob lifestyle. As I've said, I'm single. I haven't been in any kind of a real relationship since late 1999 or early 2000, whenever I want to point to that moment and say it disintegrated. So pretty much I live for myself. I cook for myself, so I don't really tend to put a lot of attention into my meals. For me, if it can come out of a can, if it can come out of a box and get boiled for 10 to 15 minutes, if it can go into a microwave and get cooked, or if it's just something that I can take from various sources and throw into a large bowl and sit down with the computer or sit down in front of the TV and eat, it's food. I've been wanting to learn to cook for myself for a while, but that just has not happened. So I've noticed that a lot of my old diet was very, very high in sodium, and what I've now started noticing, especially last night, in the middle of the night, my body is now starting to flush that sodium and the fluids retained with it out of my system. I'm not going to be overly graphic about this, but you could say that I would make a great extra in an R. Kelly music video right now. In other news, I had a bit of a splurging moment. I said that I wasn't going to start using my credit cards after I just spent the last year paying them off, but I had one of these moments where it just seemed like fate was giving me a nudge. This afternoon I had to go make my semi-weekly produce run. When you're on a diet, lettuce wilts quickly, cucumbers, mushrooms, tomatoes, bananas especially get really gamey after about 3 days, so I'm always having to go in and restock, always having to keep fresh produce in. And while I was at this particular big box retailer today, refreshing my stocks of produce, I went over to the menswear section and realized that they sell suit components. They sell jackets separately, they sell pants separately, they sell blazers separately, and ironically enough, they had the size that I tend to wear when I get myself down to an acceptable level, at least acceptable in my mind. I tend to wear a 50 regular with either a 42 or a 44 by 30 pant. So bought myself suit components, and I'm hoping this is going to be a little bit of a motivator to keep me going, if just for the fact that the damn clothes cost me about $150 between 2 jackets and a pair of pants and taxes. So still in it. I'm not going to say it was a close call last night, but I was definitely tried last night in terms of staying on things. Probably going to do weigh-ins every 2 weeks. So a week from Sunday I'll do the first official weigh-in, and then every 2 weeks thereafter. And I will post as things happen. Right now I've got forward momentum, so I'm just going to keep that going.